Hi, and welcome back to your mat. Good job for showing up again today. Let's go ahead and have a seat. Today's class is going to be a full body workout, and we'll try to hit each major muscle group for strength and flexibility. Let's start by lying back on our mat in a relaxation pose. So you want to go all the way down. Let your legs separate about as far as your mat. Arms are by your sides, palms facing up. Make sure your spine is nice and straight. And we're just going to take a couple breaths here to get started. You want to inhale through your nose and first draw the breath into your belly and then up into your chest. Pause at the top and then begin your very slow, controlled exhale. We'll do this just a couple times. And as you do, start to clear your mind. Try not to think about anything. Just bring your thoughts back to your breath. Centering yourself. Just trying to be present the whole time you go through this class and not let your mind wander off and be other places. Do one more slow breath. Exhale. Good. And let's begin our warm-up. Let's draw our knee up to our chest. Give it a nice tug. And then exhale, straighten the leg. Other side. Inhale, draw the knee to chest. And exhale, straighten the leg. Always going for a full range of motion. Both knees to chest, draw it in. Exhale, both legs go down. Arms to your sides. One more time. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, legs straight. Other side, knee to chest. Exhale, legs straight. And both knees, draw it in. Exhale, both legs down. Nice. Moving on to a bridge pose. What you're going to do is bend your knees, kind of walk your feet in towards your butt. Arms are by your sides, palms down this time. We're going to inhale, lift the hips as high as you can. And as you do, kind of rock your shoulders together. Clasp your hands, draw them under your body and lay them on the floor. Take your attention to your feet. You want to push really hard into the floor, flexing the glutes as you lift your hips. Once you're up in that position, you go ahead and breathe. Awesome. Move your hands. Exhale. We're going to roll the spine down the mat, really pulling the stomach, pulling the belly button toward the spine until your hips relax. Great. Let's do it again. Inhale. Get right up into it. Lift those hips. Arms go under. And breathe. Move the hands. Exhale. Suck it in. Roll it down. Let the hips relax. This is great for the spine. One more time. Inhale. Lift. A little higher this time. Really press with the feet. Tighten the glutes. Roll up on the shoulders. Always breathing. Great. Move the hands. Exhale. Roll it down. One vertebrae at a time. Relax the hips. Good. We're going to sit up, so just cross the ankles, roll it up, come to the center of your mat. We'll come right up into a tabletop. It's always smart to dress in layers. You want to start your warm-up being warm, and then you can take the layers off as you go. So, coming up into the tabletop, see what I'm doing here. Square like a table. Got your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We'll go to cat and cow. Exhale, round the back up. Again, really drawing in the stomach as tight as you can. Drop the head. Reverse to cow. Inhale, lift. We're going to keep that moving. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Trying to get your spine to go in both directions as far as it can. And cow. Inhale. Good. Neutral spine. Moving on to spinal balance. Extend the leg to the back, opposite arm comes forward. Again, really pulling in the core. And then stretch it out as far as you can. Exhale down. Other side, inhale up. Reaching, even the top of your head, the crown of your head is reaching forward. Along with your fingertips, stretch it out. Exhale down. One more each side, inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale. And down. Let's drop back to child's pose. Just sit back on the heels. You can walk your fingers forward for a nice stretch. Or if you want, you can drop your hands to the sides. Rest your forehead on your mat. Whatever feels good to you. This is your resting pose on the floor. And you're welcome to go into this pose at any time during the class, just to take a little break. From here, we're going to inhale forward to a modified plank. I'm going to drop the hips, get the back straight. We're going to exhale to the floor. Push right back up with an inhale. Exhale back to child's pose. And breathe. Same thing again. Inhale forward, lots of core. Exhale down. Inhale straight up. And exhale back. This is great for biceps, triceps, and shoulders. Warming up that whole area. Last time, inhale forward. Engage the core. Get the triceps in tight. Exhale. Inhale back up. And back. Good job. We're going to stand. So just raise the head. Get your feet underneath you. Head always comes up last. Take your time, roll it up. And we're going to stand tall, coming into our mountain pose. So when you stand up tall in your mountain, you really want to get rid of that arch in your back. So pull it in, engage the core. Shoulders are down and back. You're trying to be as tall as you can. Should feel like there's a string coming out the top of your head and it's pulling you. And you're reaching up with the crown of your head. Ground your feet into your mat, all four corners of your feet. Sometimes we roll our feet out or we roll our feet in. So take a moment to take notice how you stand. Try to get the feet nice and square. And then feel your feet push off into the floor. And learn to feel what that feels like. So when you want to stand up during the day and have good posture, you're going to be able to go right to it. Just take a breath here. Now this is your resting pose when you're standing. So again, when we get into our warrior poses, if you want to drop into this mountain to take a break, that's totally fine. Let's do a sun salutation. Coming to the top of the mat. Inhale, go big, reach to the top. Exhale, swan dive, arch. Just hang here a second in ragdoll. You can unlock the knees, start to release the hamstrings and the lower back. Let the top of the head face the floor. Just take a breath, really feel your spine release. Great. Place the hands on the mat, step back into plank. Now this would be a full plank. Lots of core. You're welcome to go modified, which is when you drop to your knees. Exhale to the floor. Inhale up into up dog, or if you only want to come up into a cobra, that's fine. Look up. And back to your down dog. Flip the feet over, raise the hips. And we'll take a moment here to get warm. So start to walk the heels to the floor. Sometimes it's nice to completely bend the knees. Drop the head between the straight arms and flatten your back. You can feel it release your shoulder sockets. And then slowly keep walking the heels down. And press both heels down. If you can, if you're not ready, just keep walking in place. Take a breath here. Nice. Drop to your knees. And child's pose. Take it back. This time, dig your fingers into the mat and really walk them forward and stretch the back. Take a breath. Great. Let's come back up to tabletop on all fours. Square up again. We're going to take one foot, take it off the side of the mat, and then you're going to roll up on that knee and go into a side plank. Really pull the hips under, engage the core, trying to make a huge T with your arms, top of the head stretching. You can also engage the top leg, flex the foot, and lift. A little more balance there. Keep the hips tucked under and reach, always stretching. Nice. We're going to bring it up onto the knee. It's kind of like a tick-tock. You bring it up, we're going to go into gate pose, and then you reach over the head for a side stretch. And breathe. Good. Bring it back. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Square up in your tabletop. Kick the other foot off the mat. Come up on that knee with a big stretch. Open the chest. Keep the butt tucked under and the core pulled in and reach. Engage the leg if you want to. You don't have to. You can keep it straight. Reaching up. Good. We're going to bring it up into that gate pose. So come up on the knee, reach over the head, stretch it. Always a nice steady breath. And back to tabletop. And child's pose. Good, we'll roll it up, have a seat. We're gonna do something for our core. So you wanna get on your sitting bones and then actually move a little bit past. We're gonna lean back and do some crunches. So using your core to pull your knees in, fingers are facing in so you can balance on your hands. You're gonna lay it out and then you're gonna bring it in with a crunch. Now, as best you can, you're using your core to do all this work, not your hands. They're there mainly for balance. Nice steady breath. Just breathe as your breath comes. Don't worry about trying to control it right now. Now, as you go into that layout, if you feel like your back, as you lay out, is like really arching and you can't hold it, it means you're going a little bit too far. So just take it maybe that far and then crunch. So listen to your lower back. If you want to lay completely flat, you really have to press the lower back into the mat. Let's just do 4 more. Crunch. Really snap those legs in with a big pull, making your core do all the work. Awesome. Sit it up. We'll stretch it out real quick. Look up. Breathe. Nice job. Let's stand up. Get your feet underneath you. Head comes up last. Get right into that mountain pose. Standing super tall. Coming to the top of your mat. We're going to step back into a crescent pose. So let's balance on one leg. Bend the knee, step way back. Lift the chest, and the hands come up. Now, the first time you step back, you'll probably fall over. Don't worry about it. Just touch down with your hands, get your balance, and then come back. Nice. Let's stand that up. Mountain pose. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Keep your thoughts on what you're doing. Stay in tune with your body. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So stand tall. Make sure you go back with the other foot. Big lunge. Raising the chest and the hands. Shoulders are always soft. Try not to raise them up to your ears. They're always down and back. And then you just raise the arms up. Okay, mountain. Stand tall. Take a breath. Good job. Sun salutation, top of the mat. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Hands down, step back into down dog. Open the hands really wide. Feet are about hip width apart. Raising the hips up, flattening the back. Nice. Inhale to plank. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. From here, we're going to step our left foot forward all the way up between the hands, going into a big lunge. First thing you want to check is your knees should be right over the ankle. Support your weight with your hands. But what we're really trying to do is open this hip flexor. So slowly bring the hips down. Just breathe into that stretch. With each exhale, you're trying to release the top of your leg. Good. Drop the knee to the floor. Bring the chest up. Still stretching here on the hip flexor. And raise the hands if you want to. You don't have to. Breathe. Nice. Hands down. Release this foot back. Down dog. Give it a quick stretch here. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So right foot comes forward, or make sure you do the other side, whichever way you went. Check the knee. Release that hip flexor down. Neck is neutral, so maybe your eyes are looking out past your toes. Just go into that stretch. Drop the knee to the floor. Control your balance, lift the chest, and hands come up. And hands down, back to your down dog. Release it. Nice big stretch here. Inhale to plank. Chaturanga, exhale to the floor. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. We're going to begin some warrior poses. So let's see. Let's stand on our right foot. Kick our left leg up behind us. Give it a nice stretch. Now bend at the knee, swing it all the way forward, step up between your hands, back foot turns to the side, and you cartwheel up into your warrior two. So on this warrior two, keep your hips underneath, chest is lifted, arms out again, shoulders are down, and you have your chin turned to the front arm. Top of the head is reaching up to the sky. Knee, check it, should be over the ankle. Take a breath. Keeping the legs the same, let's take it to a reverse warrior. So flip over the hand, reach for the sky, go up. This arm slides down the back leg. This leg is locked, and now reach. Either trying to go straight up, or if you want, you can go past center a little bit. Now we're going to take it to the front, extended side angle pose. Forearm to quad, turn the shoulder back, stretch it over the head, reach. One big line from your fingertips through your side, all the way down to your ankle. Stretch and breathe. We're climbing that mountain, hang in there. Keep your mind on what you're doing. Bring the head up, let's stand into mountain. You can shake the legs out if you want. Stand tall. I always keep some water handy. It's good to drink during your class. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Touch down, step back. Let's go right to down dog this time. High hips. Walk the heels if you need to. Inhale to plank. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Great. Now we're going to stand on the left foot. Right leg goes up. Keep it nice and high. Really stretching those inner thighs. Bend the leg, bring it through. Coming up to a warrior two. Try to get right into it. Check yourself. Watch that knee in particular. Stretch it out. Engage the core. Keep your mind on your pose. Don't let it wander. Let's go reverse warrior. Flip the hand. Reach for the sky. Stretch. Keep your breath steady. And to the front. Reach it over the head. Stretch it out. Nice straight lines as best you can. Excellent. Bring it up. Stand it. Mountain pose. Shake it out. Get right into it. Stand tall. Nice breath. Do a body scan. Take notice of how you feel. You're not to feel any way in particular, but just notice. Are you just tired? Or do you have any pain? Need to make adjustments. Great. Right from here, we're going to sink into our chair. Keep the heels under your hips. Just sink back, nice and low. Really getting the hips back behind the knees. Use your core to pull your chest up, and then raise the hands. Just keep sinking down. Great quad work. Hips, outer thighs. Let's stretch the arms down and back. Really open the chest, extend the neck forward. If you can, clasp your hands and then pull it up behind your back. Just stretch. We'll take this forward to a ragdoll. Drop the head. Let the arms come up towards your head, releasing your shoulders. Nice. Release the hands to the floor. Quick stretch here. Tuck the chin, roll it up. Standing real tall. Let's do a triangle pose. So what we're going to do is go into our stance, kind of like we were doing a warrior two. Your back foot is turned to the side. It's not quite as large though. Going to take your hands out to the side. If you want, you can unlock that front knee just a little bit and really engage the quad. It's not a lunge. Just undo the knee. And then you're going to shift your upper body forward. And then we're just going to take it down. Try to take the back of your hand toward your shin. So you get a big side stretch. Now what you're trying to do is keep this shoulder back and keep this hip back. Because our tendency is to turn, unlock our hips, and roll that forward. So that's what we're trying to do. So pay attention to that. Let's start it again. Unlock the knee, hinge, and then take it down. Keeping that hip and shoulder back. Should feel it in your side. And even if you just go here, that's awesome. That's better than folding over. You really got to keep that shoulder back. Bring it up. Let's try the same thing on the other side. Stand it up. Switch feet. Just kind of a medium stance. Unlock the knee. Really raise the ribs. Hinge forward. Watch the shoulder. Take it down, side stretch. And breathe. Breathe into it. Keep the chest open. Really reaching for the ceiling. And bring that up. Nice. Stand it tall. One more time to our mountain. Center yourself. We'll do one more sun salutation. Go big, make it good. Inhale, lift. Swan dive, exhale. Touch down, step back into plank. Lots of core. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. Get those heels down if you can. You're super warm. Nice. And we're going to stand up. You can walk it forward or hop. Roll it up. Chin comes up last. And stand up. Close your eyes. 2 breaths.
Okay, what we're going to do now is just practice a couple balancing poses. We tend to lose our balance as we grow up, but if you practice it, you can get it back. So we're going to let's do a tree pose first. First thing you want to do is shift your hips over the leg you're going to stand on, because that's where your balance is. So go ahead and just practice standing on one leg. Might take you a couple tries. And then what you're going to do is turn the knee out and bring your foot along your straight leg. Again, hips tucked under, lots of core. It's like a mountain pose, but you have that knee turned out. Once you feel like you really have your balance, you can raise the branches, stretch it up. Find something on the wall or maybe even out on the floor to look at, and that'll really help you keep your balance. Keep your mind on what you're doing. Listen to your breath. Take the hands down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. If you'd like to give it a try to have your foot the whole way to the top of your leg, all you need to do is really press that foot hard against your leg. If you don't, it's going to slide right off. So you really have to apply some pressure. Knee out, engage the core, hands come up, find your focal point, and breathe. Beautiful, and bring it down. I'm going to move on to another balancing pose. If you really like that tree, you can stay in the tree the whole time. You don't have to do all the different ones I'm going to do, but I'll show you some other ones. Going back to the first leg we were on from your mountain pose, let's just draw our knee up to our chest. So get your balance, pull it tall, and then stand up as tall as you can. Sometimes it's fun to turn and look out the window when you do these balancing poses. Okay, without switching legs, let's take our foot to the back into a runner's stretch. If you can, press the knees together. It'll give you a better quad stretch. Stretch it up. Nice. Let's do those two on the other side. Release. Really plant your foot. I try to open my toes and kind of grab the mat with my toes. And we'll go knee to chest first. And if you fall over, don't worry about it. Just step down and come back. Trying to pull that knee as high as you can. And take it back. Lots of concentration. Press the knees tight, reach it up. Good job. And release that. Okay, let's begin our final stretch. So we're going to go down to the mat. Now, we do want to stay warm while we're stretching. So if you feel yourself cooling off, have your jacket or your sweatshirt close by and just go ahead and put it on. You don't want to lose that body heat that we've built up. Let's start with our butterfly stretch since we're already down on the floor. Feet together, slide it in for inner thighs. Press the knees out for hip turnout. Back is pretty straight. Exhale, lean it forward a little bit. Close the eyes. And as we stretch, you can start to slow your breath down. And with each exhale, you want to relax the muscles that we're stretching. So at this point, you're trying to relax your inner thighs as you lean forward. Great, and let's bring that up. We'll take the legs out to the front. Get up on your sitting bones, sit nice and tall. Kind of push yourself up so your back is straight. We're going to go hamstring stretch. So it's 1 foot to knee, stretching the long muscle that runs down the back of your leg. Again, we're not trying to bend the back, so keep it pretty straight. Just lean forward. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg. Close the eyes, slow the breath. Be careful not to overstretch. Just get a nice little pull and then stay right there. Good, lift the chest. We're going into modified wild thing. Bring the foot underneath, hand goes behind. You come up on this knee, open the chest to the ceiling, drop the head back. Try to be as long as you can. Great, drop the hips. Let's stretch the other side, same thing. Hamstring first. Straight leg, foot to knee. Get the back straight, lean it forward. Close the eyes. Breathe into the stretch. Gently bring that up. Go into modified wild thing. Really get that hand behind you. Point the toe, stretch it out. Lift, lean back, stretch it. And down. Let's go cross-legged again. We're going to stretch our neck. So all you need to do is sit very straight, shoulders down and back, engage the core. Make your core hold you up. Don't make your back do that work. Your back is completely relaxed. So you're in this easy pose. Hands can be anywhere. You can take them out to the knees. You can put them in your lap, just so that your spine is nice and straight. If you want to try a lotus, you could go half lotus, bringing that foot up. But again, sit tall. Full lotus, it would be both feet. Okay, nice and straight. Let's turn our chin as far as you can over the shoulder. If you do any computer work during the day or spend time at a desk, this is great for that. Back to the center, inhale. Exhale, other side. Turn. Back to the center. Let's go chin to chest. Sit tall. Try not to lean forward. Good. Lift the chin. Let the head drop back gently. If you want to open your mouth into lion pose, you can. And then draw the teeth together, stretch it up. Good, and neutral. Let's unwind yourself. We're going to lie back. All the way down. Press your spine to the floor as you go down. Stretch it out. We're going to draw right knee up to our chest for a stretch. And then you're going to take that knee across your body. Make sure you keep your spine real straight. You're trying to keep the opposite shoulder close to the floor, so you get a complete spinal twist. Close the eyes, relax into that pose. Take a couple slow breaths here. Good, knee back to center. Make sure you straighten out your spine before you go the other way. Other knee comes in. Take it across your body. Try to keep that shoulder close to the floor. Other leg is straight. And breathe. Nice, back to center. Straighten yourself out. We're going to come up to our elbows and we're going to do a quad stretch. It's called a hero pose. We're going to take one leg back Other leg can stay straight. Stretching the quad, you should feel it from your knee all the way up to your hip flexor. Go back as far as you can. That may be enough. Just stay right there and breathe. If you can go back a little further and lie it flat. Same thing, close the eyes, slow the breath. On the exhale, you're trying to relax this quad. Okay, let's come up on the elbows, or at least far enough that you can switch your leg around. Take the other one back. Go back slowly so you don't go too far. Drop to the elbows first, and then if that's okay, you can keep going. Relax into that. It's a great stretch for runners, bike riders, anything that you really use that major quad muscle for. We used it heavily when we did our warrior poses, so we're stretching that out. Nice, and bring the chest up. Release that leg. Okay, now I want to do a camel pose. It looks like this. You're going to come up on your knees, and this is for your back. We're trying to stretch our back. If you're not able to do this, go back down and do that bridge pose that we did at the very beginning of the class when you were on your back. But if you can, you want to attempt this camel. So you're going to really engage your quads. You're going to make a fist. Put them on either side of your spine. You'll need to separate the knees for balance. And then drawing in your core, you're going to start to lean back and just go back as far as you can. You may need to come up a few times to figure out how far back you can go. If you can, you want to release your hands back to the heels. Let the chest open and let your head fall back. Awesome. Bring it up. We'll reverse that into child's pose. Let your spine go the other way. Good job. And lift the head. You can have a seat. One more stretch we're going to do. It's called fire log pose, and it's for your hips. So what you want to do is stack your ankle over the knee. Rather than have it in here like this, like we did for lotus, it's more out front. And then push that other ankle. And then as you straighten the hips on your bent leg, you'll really feel that. You're going to feel your hip joint turning out. So you have your legs stacked like this. And sit straight. Or if you're really not feeling it, you can start to lean forward. But you should feel it right away, as long as you have your feet out over your knees. Close the eyes and breathe. Think about relaxing the hips. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Switch your feet around, making sure they're out over your knees. You might need to straighten your hips, square off a little bit, so you really feel that turn out. Take a nice breath, exhale. Relax into it. And bring that up. Great job today. We're going to continue on with our Christian meditation. So go and make your selection, and I'll meet you right back here on the mat.